Well, I thought it would be a good idea, given the snowy conditions, to talk a little bit about starting your herbal garden. And we're going to do a workshop in the spring about how to get some of these seeds going. But the trick with herbs is very different from planting an annual garden. When you're growing tomatoes and cucumbers and whatever lettuces, all of those seeds are designed to sprout very quickly within, oh gosh, anywhere from 3 to 10 days. And they're going to take off and they're going to grow furiously all summer. You harvest them whenever in their season, and then they're done. When you're talking about medicinal herbs, you're dealing with a completely different plant, a completely different germination cycle. And so the reason I'm talking about it out in the snow is because if you're trying to start a medicinal garden and you want to grow everything from seed, that's fine, but different seeds require different conditions in order to germinate. Multi-season germinators or multi-cycle germinators, it's a mouthful. They actually require at least 1, sometimes 2 seasons underneath the snow and the ice in order for those seeds to open up in the springtime. So when you get your hands on some herbal seeds, don't be disappointed if you stick them in a little pot and you're expecting them to pop up just like you would your annual garden plants, and they don't come up at all. It doesn't mean the seed isn't responding. It just means you need to provide the conditions appropriate for that seed. And the other thing to understand too is that a lot of these medicinal herbs are actually not annuals, but perennials. That means they come back year after year after year. Sometimes they come back more than you want them to, and they can even be a little bit invasive. And so keeping them in check is important. But I know lots of people who will take their multi-cycle germinator seeds, and again, a simple research can do that. We'll talk about it more here on this page. But if you take those seeds, give them the soil that they like, and then stick them outside in a flat and just forget about them for 1 season, maybe 2 seasons, depending what they need, you will be surprised when all of a sudden these little seedlings come up. And there are some of the most desirable medicinal plants are actually the ones that are hardest to germinate, and they don't do so well in cultivated conditions. They like to be in the wild. They like the rough terrain. They like the snow. They like the ice, and then and they like the litter of the leaves in the forest, places like that. So you've got to give them the conditions that they need. They're not going to behave the way that your annual little seedlings do. That being said, it is possible to germinate them. People do it all the time. You just got to know that you're in it for the long haul. And you can kind of fake the conditions to some degree. You can take a multi-cycle germinator and you can put them, let's say, in some damp, wet sand in a plastic baggie and throw them in the back of your refrigerator and just let them sit for a couple of years or for a season. And then once you bring them out and warm them up and they've had enough time, God built in them a very detailed time clock. And I don't understand the mystery of his ways, but they know exactly how much time they need to have this certain cold, wet conditions. And then when it becomes warm, they sprout. And it might be 2 seasons. And so it's amazing how each seedling, especially in the medicinal community, has a timer built into it. So again, you can fake it with the fridge. You can fake it with the outside. You can put them outside. Just cover them up, because all kinds of wild critters love to get into your seedlings. They would love to get some delicious golden seal herbs, seeds, or whatever it is that you're trying to sprout up. So I just thought that the snow and the ice would be a good opportunity to show you there's plenty of seeds underneath this ice that are loving it right now. It's exactly the conditions that they need to sprout and grow and thrive. And we're going to learn that when we get into our herbs part of some of the workshops we're doing here with So Lynchburg. So stay tuned for that in 2026, 27.